Hi guys, it's been a minute since I made a video, and I really wanted to make one talking about like where I've been. Like after the last video was a bit intense, talking about a little bit like some of the things that need fixing for me to become who I am, and I've been working on that, and I've come to a lot of good answers and figured out a lot of good stuff, but I've been a bit worried, like it's a really big for me. It's going to be a really big change once I start implementing this stuff. And even though I do want to like become more myself, it's kind of scary because I've grown comfortable with where I'm at now, and I know that once I start to become more myself, it will be change, and that's worrying. And so I've been putting off making this video for a little while, and then I've kind of just been indulging and just watching shows all day and stuff like that for the weekend, which has made me pretty bummed out. But I've been doing that because I don't want to face the fact that my plan will actually help me change, and I just don't know if I'm ready for that yet. But there's no more waiting, so this is my 4-step plan to kind of, I don't know, be myself, live a happy life. I don't know. So I wrote a bunch of stuff down on my whiteboard here when I was planning it out. And the first step of my 4-step plan is travel, because traveling, you get to leave your environment, which has the triggers and everything that keeps you where you are. Like, when you leave your environment, you can really build your own environment how you want to. If you want to build a productive environment, if you want to build a more safe environment, if the one you're leaving isn't ideal. And then you're also leaving behind people's expectations. So people expect stuff of you, and that can kind of hold you back, like when people label you and stuff like that. It can all these things can hold you back, but traveling, you can leave it all behind. And that's another big thing. You're leaving behind judgment, labels. They all don't matter anymore. And then you're finding, when you leave all that stuff behind, you find perspective and self-discovery and growth. And I think that's all is just a part of traveling. Yeah, and you get to see other people's cultures, beliefs, and perspectives, and that in turn will grow your own. And that's kind of step 1, just travel. Then step 2 is, I just called this be nice. It's like you can have bad days and you can have good days, and you can feel bad on some days and not want to talk to anyone and be very not social. But if you set a bottom line of being nice, then like people always give you grace. And it's like when you're feeling good, or when just as a default reaction to anyone, you can try and be present, you can be attentive to what they're saying, you can give them your energy, then but don't ask anything in return. Then they'll internalize that, and they'll kind of what goes around comes around, and it'll end up much better off for you and them. And yeah, so just always be nice. Like, if you're figuring something out, if you're, questioning your environment, if you're questioning the people you keep around you, like your friends, and you're thinking, do I want these people in my life, you can still always be nice, because no matter what decision you end up coming to, the effect that you have on other people's lives, it can like usually be positive if you're just kind to them, you know. And I feel like that kind of like puts an energy around you, or like shapes your life. The actions you make shape your life, and so if your actions are nicer, then your life will be nicer. It's a bit of a interesting theory, but that's step 2. It's just be nice, and you really just gotta, and not even like go out of your way to be nice when that's not like like what you really want to do, but you can always be trustful, you can always respect people, and you can always respect people's boundaries, and make sure people respect yours. And that's kind of under the being nice category. Yeah. And you never know what people are going through. That's another one. And then number 3 is don't overthink your bad days, because the thing about getting out of your head and living in the moment is you'll have bad days, and then on your bad days you're vulnerable, and you kind of want to escape the bad day, so you go back to that self-improvement, or at least I do, or you just indulge and completely shut down, and you give up, which I've been doing like the past 2 days, just because of course I was worried to make this video, and yeah, I was having a bad day, and I let it take over more days by not getting sleep, by being vulnerable in that. Even on your bad days, you have social media and that, and it'll show people's best days to you, and then you'll just be like, man, I want my day to be like that. And then sometimes you get some motivation and go on that self-improvement stuff. But if you're just having a bad day, then I feel like that's your body's signal to just get rest. You know, you don't want to like spiral down and just do things that are bad for you and that make you get like instant dopamine, because but you also don't want to like just focus on self-improvement because your body is telling you it needs rest. And then number 4, is you on a bad day is still you, or you when you're struggling is still you. I figured out what a big problem with my self-worth was, and that was I talked a lot about becoming myself and being who I am, but I was only picturing the ideal version of myself. And I think a big part of that was just accepting that even me at my lowest is still me. And to cut that side of me off, it was taking away balance, and it wasn't healthy. So you kind of just have to accept that your ideal self isn't the only you, and yeah, just accept yourself even on your bad days, and in turn that will allow you to get rest and be nice, or all of those things. And yeah, and doing the last 3 would actually help you on your travels, and traveling, leaving your environment and people's expectations would help you with the other 3. So yeah, and this is kind of just a video talking about all of it. But yeah, that's my 4-step program on I guess becoming who I am, or accepting who I am, just living a better life. But I guess I'll keep documenting my journey, and we'll see if it works out. But yeah, That's about it. The date is 10th of January 2026. And that's it. That's the end of the video.